I haven't slept well in 43 years. Every night, same images, same faces, same guilt. My name is Robert. I'm 72, and I need to tell you what I did, because if I die without saying this, I think I'll carry it with me forever. I sabotaged a marriage, not accidentally, not in a moment of anger. I planned it, I executed it, and I got away with it. Now I'm an old man. My hair's white, my hands shake. The face I see in the mirror, sometimes it feels like a stranger. But that night is still mine, still with me. Every day, every hour. People ask me sometimes, Robert, you got any regrets? And I smile, shake my head, say nah, lived a pretty good life. But that's a lie, a big fat lie, because what I carry inside, it's not even regret anymore. It's shame, pure raw shame. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you young people something. Jealousy is a quiet poison. It seeps into you slowly, and before you know it, you become that poison. I became that poison. I remember Michael. Of course I remember. How could I forget? He was my best friend. We were both 29. Same company. Same bar every Friday night. Same football team. We were like brothers, or so I thought. We met in college, freshman year. He was my roommate. Random assignment. And somehow, we just clicked. He was the kind of guy everyone liked. Confident, but not arrogant. Funny, but not mean. Successful, but not a show-off. Women loved him. Men respected him. And me, I was always in his shadow. Always the sidekick. Always Michael's friend Robert. But I didn't mind. Not back then. Because having Michael as a friend, it opened doors. It made me feel like I mattered. Like I was part of something bigger. We graduated together, got jobs at the same firm, moved to the same city. We were building our lives side by side, and I thought it would always be like that. The two of us, partners, equals. Then he introduced me to Sarah. Sarah. Even now saying her name hurts. She had these brown eyes, the kind of eyes that made you feel like she was looking right into you. Her laugh lit up a room. And the way she looked at Michael, like he was the only person in the world. The first night I met her, we had dinner at this restaurant. Michael was so excited introducing her. Robert, this is Sarah. Sarah, my best friend Robert, he said. And Sarah reached out her hand, shook it firmly. Michael talks about you all the time. I'm so glad to finally meet you, she said. And I should have known right then. Should have walked away right then. But I didn't. How could I know? How could I know my heart would be stolen so quietly, so sneakily? Months went by. Michael and Sarah got engaged. I was the best man. Everything seemed normal. I was smiling, congratulating them. But inside something was breaking. Slowly, quietly. Every time I saw Sarah, every time we talked, I felt something. And I lied to myself. Just friendly, I'd say. Just friendship, I'd say. But it wasn't. It never was. I started noticing little things. The way she tucked her hair behind her ear when she was nervous. The way she'd bite her lower lip when she was thinking. The way her voice changed when she was excited about something. And I memorized all of it. Every detail. Like some kind of creep. Michael trusted me, completely. He shared everything about Sarah with me. Their fights, their disagreements, their fears. Robert, what would you do? He'd ask. What do you think? He'd say. And I used those moments. Every single one. I was dripping poison. So skillfully, nobody noticed. Sometimes even I didn't notice what I was doing. When Michael told me, "Sarah seems distant sometimes, what should I do?" I told him, maybe give her some space. Women don't like feeling pressured. But I knew Sarah wanted the opposite. More attention, more closeness. But I wanted to push him away. When Sarah told me, "Michael's so busy with work, feels like he doesn't make me a priority," I told her, maybe he needs to be career focused right now. You should be understanding. But I knew Michael was hiding in work because he was afraid of fighting at home. From every angle, little lies, little nudges, none of them big enough alone, none of them bad enough to get caught. But all together they built a wall between them. I became their confidant, their mediator, the person they both turned to when things got hard. And I loved it. I loved being needed. I loved being in the middle, because it made me feel like I had power, like I mattered. And they got married. Yeah, they got married. I was best man again. Made a speech at the wedding. Michael and Sarah, perfect couple, I said. They deserve each other, I said. And everyone clapped. Sarah wiped her eyes. Michael hugged me. And I went home that night. And I cried. First time I cried, because I realized I couldn't pull them apart. They were married now. It was over. But I didn't stop. God forgive me. I didn't stop. Their first year was good. Really good. And I tried to stay away. Started seeing them less. Made excuses. I was busy. Traveling. Tired. But Michael insisted. "Robert, what's going on?" he said. "You avoiding us," he said. "Your family, don't stay away," he said. And I came back. Of course I came back. Because there was this stupid hope inside me. Maybe one day things would change. Maybe one day Sarah would look at me. Second year, cracks started showing. Little things. Sarah didn't like how much time Michael spent with his family. Michael was bothered by Sarah's spending habits. Normal stuff. Every couple goes through it. But I was fanning the flames. When Michael complained to me, "You're right, a man should set boundaries," I'd say. When Sarah complained to me, "You're right, a woman should feel valued," I'd say. I validated both of them, made both of them feel right, but against each other, always against each other. There was this one time, Michael forgot their anniversary. Just forgot. He was swamped at work. Had a big presentation the next day. Honest mistake. Sarah was hurt. Sure. But it wasn't the end of the world. But I made it bigger. When Sarah called me crying, I said, "That's really disrespectful. Shows where his priorities are." When Michael called me frustrated, I said, "She's being dramatic. You work hard for both of you. She should understand that." I pitted them against each other, made a small hurt into a big wound, and I did it on purpose. And then there was this one night, a night I'll never forget. Michael was working late. Sarah was alone. She called me. "Robert, can you come over? I need to talk to someone," she said. I went. Of course I went. We had wine. We talked. She cried. "Michael doesn't even talk to me anymore," she said. "I feel invisible," she said. And I hugged her, to comfort her. I told myself, just comfort. But I knew, that hug lasted too long, was too close. I could feel her heartbeat, could smell her perfume, could feel her breath on my neck. And for one moment, one stupid, selfish moment, I thought about kissing her. I thought about telling her everything, about how I felt, about how I'd always felt. But I didn't. Because deep down, I knew she didn't see me that way. She never would. And nothing happened that night. I swear nothing happened. But Michael came home, saw us in the living room. Close, too close. The look in his eyes I'll never forget. It wasn't shock, it wasn't hurt, it was betrayal. Pure, raw betrayal. "What's going on here?" he said. His voice was shaking. Sarah jumped up. "Michael, no, it's not what you think," she said. "We were just talking." she said. But Michael didn't believe it. How could he? His best friend with his wife, at that hour, that close. They fought that night. A terrible fight. Neighbors called the cops. Michael left, stayed at a hotel, and the next day he called me. "Robert," he said. His voice was broken. "Be honest with me. Is there something between you and Sarah?" he said. And I lied. "No, Michael," I said. "I swear no. Sarah was just unhappy, wanted to talk. You're my best friend. I would never do something like that," I said. And he believed me, wanted to believe me, because he loved me, because he trusted me. But the seed was planted. Doubt was planted. And doubt eats a marriage from the inside out. The next few months everything got worse. Michael started checking Sarah's phone. Sarah started questioning where Michael was going. They stopped talking, started accusing. The trust was gone. And I watched it all, from the front row, like some sick spectator. And the worst part of me was happy, because if they fell apart, maybe I'd have a chance. But I didn't. I never did. 3 years later, they divorced. "It's just not working," they said. "We grew apart," they said. "Nobody's to blame," they said. But somebody was to blame. Me. I was to blame. Michael moved to another city after a while, got a new job, built a new life. We stopped talking eventually. "The marriage destroyed our friendship too," he said in our last conversation. He was laughing when he said it. A bitter laugh. Sarah stayed here. I saw her a few times. At the grocery store. At a cafe. Every time she smiled. "How are you, Robert?" she said. "You doing okay?" she said. Completely oblivious. Completely. I thought about telling her. So many times. Thought about confessing. But what would that accomplish? It would just hurt her more. Make her realize her marriage was destroyed by someone she trusted. So I stayed quiet, carried it alone. And I lived, worked, married someone else, divorced, got old, retired. But that night never left me. I tried therapy once, told the therapist about the guilt, not the whole story, just bits and pieces. She said, "Forgive yourself, Robert. You're human. Humans make mistakes." But she didn't understand. This wasn't a mistake. This was a choice, a series of choices, all deliberate, all calculated. You can't forgive yourself for something like that. You can only carry it. Now I'm 72, and I can tell you this: everything you think you've won, if you got it the wrong way, if you got it by hurting others, that thing will destroy you. Maybe not right away, maybe years later, but it will destroy you. I wanted Sarah, thought I wanted her, but I understand now. I didn't love Sarah. I wanted what Michael had. I wanted to win. I was so small, so pathetic. I sacrificed a friendship, sacrificed his happiness, sacrificed Sarah's happiness. And what did I win? Nothing. Sarah didn't end up with me. I lost Michael, and I lost myself. You know, getting old is painful, but the biggest pain isn't physical. The biggest pain is when you look back at your past and don't recognize yourself. When you ask, was I really that person? When you say, did I really do that? And when the answer is yes, that pain ends everything. I look at young people now. I see them making the same mistakes, jealous of their friends, wanting what others have, and I want to grab them, shake them, tell them stop, just stop, because I know where that road leads. I've walked it, and at the end there's nothing but emptiness. If right now you're thinking about sabotaging a marriage, a relationship, a friendship, you need to stop. You need to stop right now, because I can tell you, that brief victory feeling, that I won feeling, it won't matter. It'll just start eating you from the inside. And one day One day you'll stand in front of a mirror and you'll be looking at someone you don't recognize. I couldn't tell Michael. I couldn't tell Sarah. But I'm telling you, you have time to learn from my mistakes. I don't have time anymore. Don't steal other people's happiness. Don't betray your friends. Don't let jealousy guide you. Because in the end you'll only betray yourself. I haven't slept well in 43 years. And I don't think I'll sleep until I die. This is my punishment. And I deserve it. You don't deserve this.